Oh, it's definitely broken. It's so cold.
Well, here she is. Got her up on the stand. Had to buy a couple of longer bolts to go into the back of the motor. These puppies were a little bit too short. $6.29 a piece, so 26 bucks later. We got some bolts long enough going in the back. Got the clutch over here. That's like a stock rated clutch. If we throw more power at it, we're probably gonna need a heavier duty clutch. This is stage 2, but God knows what that means. Just a XD, yeah, XD. You got twin disc and stuff like that. Holy crap, it's expensive. It gets up there. The more research I do, the more money I want to spend on this thing. It's just how it is. I'll just take a couple things off. I'll show you what I did, and then we'll just go from there. So let's get started. A little sip of water before we start. That's good water. Alright, we got the intake side off, which is down there. Let's keep going. Alright, kind of just been plugging away at it a little bit. Had to eat some dinner. I'm a grown boy. I've been working on the driver's side. Like I said, got the intake off. Just little stuff. I'm going to strip it completely because I do want to paint this block. Get it down so I can figure out if I want to bring it to a machine shop. I probably should. We'll get her all cleaned up, ready to go. Dang, look at that. Alright guys, it's the next day. Got a little bit of work done the other night, so we're still working on the intake side of the motor. Got a couple of coolant hoses off. Basically a list of parts. This kind of looks like a mess, but I left all the bolts and nuts with them. This is pretty redneck, but I'm just trying to stay organized. Got it all labeled here. My memory is pretty bad, so there's no possible way I'm going to remember where every little bolt and nut goes. So we're going to keep working. I just sprayed the valve cover bolts down. The fuel rail I just broke loose. I'm going to try and do everything myself. I'd feel a lot more accomplished if I did everything myself, but I probably will need some help along the way. So just in the spare time, finally taking off the rear diff cover, and I'm gonna get a really good seal on it this time. Ooh, gangsta beats. Last time I just when we took it off to weld the diff, which I'm actually curious how that looks. Wow, let's see here. A little tough to see, but there's a lot of metal in there. I mean, right off the bat, I can't see any breaks. It's kind of tough to tell just looking at it without it being clean, but it's held up. The constant reflush of fluid that I do pretty much every time I drive it has made this fluid pretty much brand new. But I'm pretty sure what happened was we sealed it up with this gasket sealer and put it on, and really only gave it like 5 minutes before we filled it up. And I think they recommend like almost a day before you fill it up. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get some new gasket, get more fluid, put it on, squeeze it on, bolt it up, and then put the fluid in a day later. And fingers crossed that helps, that holds, and I have no more leaks in my rear end. Alright, just getting all the previous gasket off. Safety first with the razor blade. So you can see here where we welded a nut to the back. That gives that drain plug right at the top. easy access. I did not abide by those directions last time, and I think that's a big part of the reason why she leaked so bad. So we're gonna try and fix that this time by following the directions. Trying to provide a nice clean surface. So for the gasket maker, I went with the Ultra Black. It's the maximum oil resistant. That's kind of what I need. I can't remember if I used this last time. The stuff that came off was gray. I'm assuming this stuff is black. So I might just use the original gasket maker by Permatex. So we're gonna give this a shot. Let's see how she does. Fingers crossed she works pretty well. Oh yeah, that's black. Hopefully that doesn't seal my pen up. I need that for stuff. Safety, priority. There you go. Of course, you're going to want to wipe down the surface of the rear end here too. This big chunk. That's a squeeze and a half, tell you what. All right, here we go. We'll go this way now. Okay, pretty sure it goes like this. Stay, stay. No. Bad cover. You know, work your way around. Even out the gasket maker. Some of you might be thinking to yourselves, why are you doing all this work to a rusted Ford? I don't have a good answer for that, so sorry about that. This thing was headed to the junkyard. I basically rescued it. And I saw the little value that it had. Paid hardly anything for it. Just want it hand tight for now. Nothing crazy. Okay. So we're gonna let this sit for an hour, and then we'll get all these bolts torqued down, aka put the gun on it until it stops. All the way. There you go. It's all of them. I'm just gonna go around, make sure they all spin freely before we start going to town with the impact. A couple come right out. That's what I was afraid of. Snap the head right off. That sucks. Okay, only one casualty. Probably should have taken my time, but I mean, it's probably about to snap anyways. Let's get this valve cover off. Pretty clean. Care more about what the cams look like. I gotta say, man, these motors hold up. This has 121,000 miles on it, and just by first looks, I don't see anything out of the ordinary right now. This is by far the cleanest one I've seen, so that's good. Alright, so it's the next day. I gave these bolts about an hour or two to seal up hand tight. Torqued them with the gun, so it should be good to go. That thing is full to the brim. That's gonna be really fun. 3 ought to do it. Take this puppy out. Numero uno. Oh, that's a good noise. Oh god. Ooh. Super Tech, only the best for my Ford Ranger. 3 ought to do it for now. I really hope this works. It's tightening you down. One more for good luck. Okay. Alright, well, I didn't get quite as far as I wanted to in this video, but I will continue on with the bottom end. Bottom end will be the next video. Definitely might have clipped the light when I was putting this away last night. Oops! You guys are great. I love you all. You guys are keeping me on my toes. Who's a dirty motor? Who's a dirty motor? You are! We'll get it cleaned up, I promise. You guys know what to do. I don't have to tell you at this point, alright? You guys, what is it? Keep it weird. I literally say it at the end of the video. Like every single video. I figured you would have known that by now. Thank you!